Yeah. We're under the feet that we're considered. That's on the first phone on. So if you drive by, you'll see that big old dead tree trunk. The Virgin Fever. Okay. The bang room toward the bridge.
And two stuff. Well, each of those.
Well, we're so close. Would you? Yeah. Yeah. I think from your age.
So good morning and welcome to the Mindfulness Tree meditation community. I can still hear this.
Yeah.
It's still resonating. Yeah. And for those of you who weren't here last week, I decided to bring my, this is a bowl that I bought in Kathmandu the last time I was there, handmade bowl, but I bought it because of the tone. So it's lovely. So today, we are going to be looking briefly at a Tibetan text. And no, you do not have to read Tibetan for it. And it's entitled The Jewel Ornament of Liberation. And it's by the 11th century Tibetan teacher named Gompopa. So, and he was a student of Milarepa. You don't need to know who that is. But basically, the text is about all living beings have Buddha nature and are capable of enlightenment. What it is basically a manual that tells you how to do it. It takes a lot of hard work, but it's possible to do. And so one of the parts of it, and the things that I gave you, these are the opening refuge prayer and the dedication prayer. It doesn't have anything to do with the text, but I'm going to actually be chanting today. And you're welcome to chant along because I transcribed them because I like to have notes in front of me. And also the Tibetan words are phoneticized there, and I'll go over that before we do it. But our meditation is going to focus on the precious human body. And that is actually how it's described in the Tibetan text about the way to reach enlightenment. One has to have a precious human body. It can't, it's not just something up in your head or up in the sky. And the reason for it being so important is that in Buddhist philosophy, Tibetan Buddhist philosophy, well, most Buddhist philosophy, the highest birth that you can have is to be born a human. So it's a huge honor to be born a human being. If you think about it, as we encounter beings, throughout our day, do we think of them in those terms, that they are very precious to have a body? The other thing I thought about was, as we get older, which is a sign of our impermanence, the aches and pains that we have, think about how you respond to those. I tend to respond to them like, that second arrow and that sort of thing. But even with the difficulties that we have with this precious human body, it's still a precious human body. And then, and so we're going to use that as sort of a body meditation in some ways. But I was reading a book by Pema Chodron recently. And, oh, by the way, the name Pema, it's lotus. So, it's funny, the little trivia things that I'm going to be able to use, now and then. But she talked about a practice that she did to really look at another human being as that precious human being. And she talked about going to the store and paying for something. And just the checkout person that she focused on that person, looking deeply at them, realizing this is a precious human being who has hopes and dreams and a life, a story. and when you do that, it is a meditation. And a really big part of Tibetan Buddhism is that we reach enlightenment or strive to reach enlightenment, not for ourselves. Like, oh, I want to get there. I want to have this great, but it's for the sake of other living beings, all sentient beings. So that includes animals and insects. I suppose they're sentient in some ways. And so it's not just for us. And so when we come as a Sangha, it is for the benefit of others. But then the other part of it, and when we do the dedication of merit at the end of it, is that what we have done during this time isn't just for the benefit of this group and ourselves. It's for everyone. We have no idea where it goes from here and how our presence with other people is a hugely spiritual thing. So, and you don't have to be Buddhist to understand that, but it's a wonderful concept. So I'm going to just say about a word or two about the refuge chant, but I've given you on the one, it shows the Tibetan and then a real wooden translation of it. But basically, the refuge refuge chant is for taking refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. And so this chant is sung 3 times because of that. And that's the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha are considered what's called the triple gems. They're so precious. And so this really, it's to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, or the assembly, most excellent. I go for refuge until enlightenment is reached, or I take refuge until enlightenment. Through the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may you attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. So it really captures what I was talking about. So I'm going to chant it after the sounding of the bell, and I'm going to do it 3 times. So feel free to join in, if you'd like. Sangye Chodan Soki Choknam La Chanchu Partu Dagni Kasuchi Dagni Jinso Chiper Tsoknam Degi Dola Penchir Sangye Tular Sangye Chodam Joshi Choknam La Chanchu Partu Dagni Yasu Chi Dagni Jinso Jiber Tsoknam Ye Dola Penchir Sangye Tular Shom Sangye Chodam Soki Chodam Chanchu Partu Dagni Yasu Chi Dagni Jinso Jibe Soknam Ye Dola Penchir Sangye Tular Shom. So as we gather, uniting our voices, but also our hearts in this time of meditation, we continue to arrive and settle. And to really settle into our true nature, which is Buddhahood. Or if one is Christian, that Christhood of the potential to awaken fully for the benefit of all living beings. We allow ourselves to be present for this time. I invite you to make an intention for this meditation, that it might benefit yourself or another that is on your mind, or a little being that's in your life. But to realize that this meditation isn't just for yourself, but it extends out to others. So take a moment to formulate intention. So with that intention in mind, we allow ourselves to settle, be present. Just allow whatever is present for you at this moment to arise. Not pushing it away, but simply allowing it to be there. As you allow yourself to settle, just notice the body in the seated position. That the body is breathing. There is an inhale and an exhale. Just allow yourself to be present with that breath, feeling the full effect of the inhale and the exhale. There is a Lama who said, "Who is a good meditator?" And his answer to his own question is, one who meditates. I invite you to just notice your body. As Gompopa, Tibetan teacher, says, it is this precious human body that is the vehicle by which we can reach awakening, enlightenment. It's not beyond us. To awaken, to embrace action and wisdom. Our body is part of that. And to just take a moment to look upon this body as being precious, just like a very precious jewel. Spirit of gratitude. We'll take a few moments to be present with this body in the form of a very brief body scan. And as you visit each part of your body, just notice, are there places that there are sensations present? Or you've had healing from an accident or a problem? But just noting it without judgment, especially as we age, the body does begin to deteriorate. That is simply a sign that we are inhabiting precious human body. So beginning with the soles of the feet. The feet that carry us so many places. Tops of the feet. From the ankles. The lower legs. Shins. Calves. Skin. Muscle. Bones. Into the knees. That area behind the knees. The upper thighs. Quadriceps, hamstrings, tendons and ligaments. And then to the seat, in the area of the pelvis. Perhaps feeling the chair, realizing that the skin has nerve endings that are able to perceive this. And then from the tailbone, moving up spine, where it meets it. Perhaps straightening just a wee bit. Sensing the entirety of the back. And then to the front of the torso, from the belly, all the way up, sensing the ribs, all of the vital organs that are contained in this part of the body. Up to the neck. And to the hands. Palms, the top of the hands. The wrists. And the forearms to the elbows. the upper arms, how these arms work, carry things, and perhaps at one point in time carrying a small being, child, or a wee animal. Shoulders, allowing the shoulders to relax, and moving to the face, chin, the lips, the cheeks, the nose, ears, eyes, eyebrows, and to the back of the head, moving all the way up to the very top of the head. As if an invisible string is holding the whole body upright, feeling a lightness, perhaps even a light around this precious body. And taking an inhale here, start with the top of the head and exhale all the way down through the body to the soles of the feet. And then inhale all the way up from the bottoms of the feet to the top of the head. Perhaps do that one or two more times with the exhale going downward and the inhale drawing energy from the earth. Come back to the breath. Perhaps being aware of how things have changed just in these few moments of meditating. Who is a good meditator? One who meditates. Meditation. Thank you for being here. Thank you for those online for being here. So now we're going to move in our seamless continuity of practice to either the social hall or to the sanctuary for walking meditation. No instruction today, simply at your choice, whether following the breath, using a mantra if you wish, but we will take that time, simply be aware of this precious human body as we move through space. to. If you can't walk, just simply walk with your hands if you'd like. That's one way of doing a walking meditation when you're not able to walk. Yeah, that was taught to me by a teacher who said when she wasn't able to move. Yeah. She just, and if somebody's in a wheelchair, they can't walk, it's a good way of helping them.
That's a wonderful idea. I'll try it.
Good.
Yeah. Mhm.